3, 2, 1. You're on the air, Dr. G. Good morning, America. Good morning, United Kingdom. Good morning, Japan. Good morning, wherever the fuck you are going. I don't
Wherever you are.
You're not allowed to curse anymore. But it is June 27th, 7:01 a.m., and I'm on time. Dr. G is late as usual.
What?
I can't. Yeah, you were late.
I was sitting around waiting for you.
Yeah, you got everybody in the chat. They're all waiting. They want to talk to us. You got Todd, Debbie Muller's there. You got over there. Who else is in there?
Jeff. You got cooking with Kid.
The kid is there. Everybody's pissed off at Dr. G. I'm sorry. Today we're going to talk about trending topics, what's going on in the news, what's going on in your health, and oh man, how's your sugar doing? Bam.
It's coffee talk with the ADIKA. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here with Stephen and all his friends.
Dr. G, welcome.
Good to be here.
Yeah, good to be here. There's top stories over the last 24 hours, Dr. G. Do you know about what's going on? Do you know?
Yeah, there's been one main thing in the headlines that I don't know if you want to talk about, but women's rights in general. But
we're going to talk about it all. And then later this afternoon, 11 a.m., it's supposed to be, I don't know if I was going to go live with it or just keep it in Patreon, but I am going to be hanging out with, that's incredible, John Davidson. Do you remember him? John Davidson.
I know that face. What did he do?
He's been on everything in the 70s and the 80s. The $100,000 Pyramid. That's Incredible was a TV show.
Okay.
Hollywood Squares. Love Boat.
Right.
He sings too. He's a singer. He's coming on the show today, 11 a.m. Patreon. If you have, maybe I'll be nice to YouTube and put it on there. I don't know. Yeah. And then I think I'm supposed to have Tommy Chung tomorrow or Friday.
Tommy Chung, awesome.
There's a lot of stuff happening every day. And everybody, it's good to see everybody in the chat. Miranda, there's Miranda. Hey, Miranda, I saw Miranda doing on Instagram, and she's very funny. She'll do posts about little things that are going on in her life, and then she'll give her little Miranda expression. Yeah. Miranda, we should do something like that on the show. Maybe on Wednesdays we could pop in and have you come on with me if Dr. G allows you to play with me. It'd be fun to do something like that when I'm not doing interviews, if you have the time. But it was you look miserable.
It's all about childcare. She has a great job. She was on and on about the refrigerator filter, water filter, and the previous people and things like that. I think that was pretty damn funny.
Yeah. I mean, it was very funny. Did they send her something? Somebody sent her something, or I saw she complained about some other thing. It was cookies.
The cookies, something. The Partake company, but that was actually you did this right thing. The company, she complained about something, and they gave us a Costco gift card where she proceeded to buy like 6 boxes of these Partake cookies. It was awesome.
Oh wow. And then Whirlpool sent me a DM this morning, so she's really you got her. What are you doing other than go through like all the complaints of the house? And she's going
I didn't know that Whirlpool sent her a DM. I don't think she's a Whirlpool fan.
Yeah, well she's get him. That's right, get him, Miranda. You get them. But it's good to see everybody here, and it's wonderful to see everybody here this morning. It's a beautiful morning. It's getting hot here where I'm at. How about by you, Dr. G?
It's freaking Tennessee. It's like 90%. Well, it's actually been high 90s. So, so as I do my workout in the yard, it's like I am just so drenched in sweat. I'm back to wearing bandanas again because I just drenched them and to keep the sweat from going into my glasses and things like that. So, yeah.
I like the bandana look, as you could tell, and it makes the hair look fuller. Now, I met a neighbor somewhere. The guy is 34 years old, and he goes, guess what? I don't even know this guy. I just met him like within 10 minutes. It was a neighbor. Mm-hmm. And Amber talks to everybody. And the guy goes, I got a hair transplant. I go, what? You got a hair transplant? Mm-hmm. And I couldn't tell. He had like a buzz, a crew cut, and it looked really good. Mm-hmm. And I go, I'd get my hair a little fuller. But then I go, I one time when I saw hair transplants getting done, they do a smiley face, they cut the skin out, and I'm like, I can't do that. I can, it's too Frankenstein for me. But this guy, there's no skin removed. It was real simple. And then he tells me 8 hours in a chair. I go, 8 hours? I go, what are you doing? He goes, well, I watch movies, but I can't put it loud. I go, what do you mean you can't put it loud? The guy is telling me, because there's other bald people getting their hair done.
Getting their hair done.
I
The
go,
hair's dead.
yeah, why don't you why don't you put earplugs in? But 8 hours sitting there, I don't know. I'd rather be bald than to sit in the chair. I'd be worried about blood clots and all that stuff in my leg.
I'm sure they let you up a little bit, like to
No.
pee.
No, they don't.
Not
No,
even to
no.
pee? They
No.
catheterize you?
Maybe they don't want you to stretch or anything because they don't want the blood rushes to the head. They go, oh no, you got to sit still. That's
Right.
that's crazy. Thank you, Cooking with the Kid, loving.
Thank you.
Dr.
This was
G
a
shirt.
this
Go
was a Leo
Gators.
choice this morning. I asked him what shirt he wanted me to wear, and he goes, "Go Gators!" So there you go.
Go Gators, huh?
Yeah.
See, I'm Jewish. So we're supposed to own the teams. We don't play or watch it, the sports. See.
I guess if you own, you probably watch.
Yeah, you're watching to see that and what your investment is doing over there.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
yeah.
bold is all right. See, I agree with you. Bold is
Yeah.
good. It's like even Tammy says bold's beautiful.
Bald is beautiful, baby.
What can
I
you do?
have a spot on top of the head. So somebody
You
said,
do?
"Yeah." So who's like, Debbie? Yeah. You can't see my bald spot.
Yeah. So you know how to cover it, huh?
Yeah.
Me, but I'm a train wreck. But anyway, what's going on today in the world, everybody? I know you guys are curious and you want to get the news from Stefan, and he says it wrong and he says it right. But there's a couple of things. I did my homework this morning as I tried to do it last night. I fell asleep all night. My dog Penelope is going to the bathroom, running outside. Pain in the ass. Then I got this Manson cat in my bathroom hiding out. And once like, you know what? I need to show you what this cat looks like, everybody. If I could get this picture of the cat. The cat's insane. You know what? I need to share it because this cat love is out there. And give me a moment. Dr. G, say hello to the chat. Let me do this right. This is going to be a beautiful thing.
Well, I can say hi to everybody. Hey, everybody. So I please, everybody, do everything you can to support women's rights while we're talking about this. The only thing that really actually, I think the only news is really about how we're like turning the country back to the 13th century and how we have to change that. We cannot let this go on. So please, whatever you do, look for people who support human rights and all equal rights. And just, I'm trying to put it in a positive as far as that goes. Does whoever you vote for and whoever you work with, whoever you support, do they support equal rights for all people of all genders, all sexualities, all creeds, because we're really going to a dark, dark place in our country. And so I hope this will be that pendulum swing towards the dark side, and then hopefully we can swing back again in terms of like equality for all. The entire world is kind of mourning for us in terms of the loss of human rights. So please, everybody, support the people who support rights for everybody. And so important. We're going to do a subject on women's health. Really, it was a subject that was going on. And how do you have women's health without women's rights? And here we are in a country that doesn't support a right for a woman to choose what to do with her own body. It's crazy, folks. Crazy.
So you're getting wild.
People.
You're getting wild and crazy.
I know.
In the news, Jodie Sweetin from Full House, I heard she was knocked over on the protests going on.
Yeah.
There was something going on with that. That's part of the
because
news
you have
too.
the hate people who are supposedly pro-life attacking people and trying to kill people because they're pro-life.
It's very sad.
Which is never let anybody get away with that term anymore. They're just hate people, hate mongers. That's all they are.
Let me show you over here somebody that hates me. Every morning I try to go. It's hiding in the bathroom because it stays in its own crate. And let me get rid of what's this thing doing over here. Hold on, I'm getting an echo over here. Sorry. God, I can't look at this. Okay, get rid of this. All right. Professional show. What do you want for YouTube? Right here. This cat, I wake up every morning looking at. This cat lives in the crate. The crate stays open, and that's its bed, the white stuff around it.
I like it.
But the cat stares at me, and it's next to the toilet. And I'm trying to make it like me. But when I go to the toilet, I tell Amber, when I have to go do number 2, I sit and I talk to this cat. It stares at me all day. Look at this. That's my friend, the cat. Have you ever seen anything like this before? It's very cute.
That's a very cute cat.
Very cute cat, but doesn't like nobody. The cat will go after you. Yeah.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
By definition, it doesn't like nobody.
Doesn't like anybody. It's a beautiful thing. See, everybody likes the cat. Very pretty kitty.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is. It's a great cat. But it gets upset with me. All right. So what do we got going on over here? Top stories, right? Everybody wants to know some top stories. Dr. G, we had some situations where Jody Sweeten got knocked over, but I got some stuff over here. If I could find it over here, let's see. Ugh, I'm so tired. I need coffee. Everybody, in the meantime, grab your fist, drink your. Stop it. Fix your wig. Get your life together. As the Peloton guy tells you. Right there. Drink. Cooking with the kid. Drink your effing coffee. Get it together. All right.
That's right. No Velveeta.
The guy is so rowdy, huh? Well, first of all, right here in the news, a couple of things that I was checking out over here. And let me see if I could go right here. This poor guy over here. Look at that. Rudy Giuliani. The guy just can't do right. Look at that poor. Does he need to bleach his teeth? What's going on at the bottom?
Yeah, it reminds me of, man, I got to do some teeth whitening myself because my coffee drinking. He looks like he's at his top row, but not his bottom.
He doesn't care about the bottom. He thinks people won't see. This is how he lives his life. Yeah. He only, you think he'd want to get some hair. But anyway, the poor guy, the former New York City mayor, Rudy Giuliani, was attacked by an employee at a Staten Island, New York supermarket on Sunday. Dr. G, I don't make this stuff up. This is. I
hadn't heard this. And violence is never the answer.
No. The guy, it's confirmed from the New York Police Department on Sunday that Rudy was slapped in the mid-back at a ShopRite while on a campaign trail for his son, Andrew. That's right. He was slapped on his back. All of a sudden, I feel this bam. That's right. Bam. Poor guy on his right. And he got this bam. He told the New York Post, adding that he nearly fell down from the blow. All of a sudden, I hear this guy say, "You're a effing scumbag." Bam.
That part is, of course, accurate.
And then he moves away so nobody can grab him. Here's the catch. The 39-year-old ShopRite employee was detained after the incident. It was a worker that hit him. Somebody that worked at ShopRite, according to New York Police Department, of course. Poor guy. Why would they hit this guy? What did he do to you? Come on. The guy is facing a second-degree assault charge for assaulting a person over the age of 65 years old. I'll be 55.
That's right. They add a thing for an elder abuse thing for that. That's right.
That's right. Elder abuse. I'll be 65. So you better out there, if you harass me, you punch me, I'll sue. I'll sue at 65. That's right. And that also, his son Andrew goes, "The assault on my father, America's mayor, was over politics. We will not be intimidated by left-wing attacks." That's what the son said.
Here's a guy responsible for treason against the country and setting up a thing in insurrection against our own country, and they're talking about anybody being so leftist or whatever else. That's a funny thing, is how any decency, equality is now leftist, if you will. So it's just a decency equality thing. If somebody says they're not they aren't left, they're not anti-fascist, then what are you? And that makes you a fascist. So it really is an interesting phenomenon that we've learned to accept from these people.
Well, Rudy has one thing to say. He says, "This is getting ridiculous. I've been in politics 50 years. I've never been attacked like this. I've never been attacked like this." So
nor should he be.
Poor guy.
That being stated, I mean, of course, we don't go around hitting people in that situation either. I don't, want any violence against Rudy Giuliani or any of these people as far as that goes. But they do need to be brought to justice and imprisoned, of course. But
yeah, of course. Monday Morning News, Steve. Right. Thank you very much. Big mazel to you, and hugs to you. That's right. And Debbie Mola, thank you. Big hugs.
Thanks,
Debbie Mola. Thank you so much. But this is what happens, in the world, the poor guy. So if you guys are right to the Rudy Giuliani fan club, tell him that ADIKA sent you, and tell him I hope you feel better. I wonder if he went for a massage. You remember, ever saw that one in Sacha
That's right.
Cohen.
There
That's
was
right.
the Borat too, and something happened there. Yeah, I
He's
never saw that
laying on
movie.
the bed. He says he's fixing his pants. I've never fixed my pants laying on the
Laying on the
bed
bed. No. Yeah.
unless I was going to get something with another person in the room. So, Dr. G, if I'm laying on the bed and alone with you, you better
Yeah.
be ready.
Better be ready. Places I don't want to go.
So that's what's going on with poor Rudy, 39-year-old. It's crazy. Over here, here's some other good stuff, and this is kind of bringing us into medical world over here. And Dave Grohl actually made his first appearance. He played with McCartney
Right.
since Taylor Hawkins passed, and they did band. I saw some videos on YouTube. I can't put here, but Band on the Run, and seems a
cool.
little off, which he should, but
Right.
and McCartney just turned 80 years old, which is incredible that he's still going, huh? He's
Exactly.
rocking. He's rocking. And let's see. Okay, so over here we have right here David Crosby. That's right. He explains how he fights his 40-year diabetes diagnosis. He has his own tips.
Mhm.
My sugar is high. I have to watch it, right, Dr. G? Might be. I have
Yeah.
to watch it a little
It's
bit, right?
the most common metabolic problem. Well, I mean, obesity in the country, but even people who aren't obese don't understand that they could be, and that's a big misconception. Is your blood sugar? If you're not obese, you don't have a blood sugar problem, and you can actually. And so getting the sugar tested is far more important than cholesterol testing in terms of that hemoglobin A1C, the diabetes testing. Really smart test, fasting insulin, know where you're at metabolically, and is your diet, lifestyle, including exercise, of course, and stress management, is it adding up to healthy low insulin levels and low A1C, which is the 3-month blood sugar test. So very, very important to do. And I don't know about David Crosby's diabetes, mind you, or what is
he has type 2 diabetes, and
right.
he writes for Rolling Stone. Ask Crosby or Ask David, it's something like that. And if you guys don't know who he is, David Crosby is the founding member of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. And Ask Me Anything interview in Rolling Stone in 2019. He actually, this is an old, but they brought it up in the news. They asked him about he's been diabetic for 40 years, and he says how he thinks that it's all diet. That's it. He thinks and he's losing weight, but type 2 diabetes is when the blood sugar level is too high. Right, Dr. G? Is this correct, Dr. G?
Right. Well, that same thing is true in type 1, and there's a lot of crossover between type 1 and type 2, everybody. So it's not as easy as just adult onset diabetes, which is type 2, classically speaking. And it's not just with obesity as far as that goes. It's a state of insulin resistance where eventually your body loses control of the blood sugar. And so, and it's not just about diet. It can be about exercise. It can be about stress. It can be lack of sleep. So there's a big 4 of blood sugar that everybody needs to pay attention to. And I've been testing for over 30 years. It's not just diet. It's not just exercise. It's not just stress. It's not just sleep. It's all of the above.
Dr. Crosby, he says right here, he says the importance of dropping calories, which has been shown to help reduce his diabetes symptoms. That's what he says. He goes, I am a diabetic. I've been for about 40 years, and I will explain the whole thing to you. That's what he says. Now, people
dropping calories if you're overweight, dropping carbs if you're not is the key.
Yeah, he goes, now people do these complex diets where you can only eat the third grape and other nonsense. He's being very stern about this, but you eat it, you burn it. What you don't burn, you wear. It's that simple. That's what he says. Dr. Crosby. I like to get him on the show with you.
I mean, he's lived the experience of diabetes. Obviously, I have a son with type 1 diabetes as well, except for whatever's going on in front of his ear. Is that a sideburn? Is that like a hemi beard? What is going on there? Because I don't understand it. Is he trying to keep like bugs out of his ear? I don't know what's happening with those. But is that a sideburn? Is it intentional? I need to know. That's what we need to ask David Crosby. What is up with that?
he added, now when you start out in life, you're burning like crazy. Since you're young and you're just starting out and you're also building a new body, it takes a lot of juice. I mean, that's what he has a lot to say. That's right. He looks good.
Right.
He always looked old, even when he was young.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is people who respond to one thing, they want it to be right for everybody. So somebody eats a vegan diet and it's good for them. They want everybody to be vegan. Accident. They eat a carnivore diet and they want everybody to be a carnivore. Accident. What works for his type 2 diabetes is not going to work for everybody else, but since it works for him, he thinks it's going to work for everybody. What works for Steve and doesn't work for Steve might not work for anybody else. And that's the individualization of medicine, because otherwise doctors just keep giving you drugs and drugs, which can be useful, of course, to keep the glucose intolerance down as far as that goes. And somebody was asking earlier about the pancreas is involved in type 2 diabetes because eventually the beta cells, the insulin producers, do start to have problems to respond to each diet, especially if you're eating such a high carb diet.
You
But
see,
it's
Steve?
actually more about carbs than it is just about pure calories. Unless it's just a truly obesity problem, then of course then calories matter very much, so it's
Yeah.
it's complicated, everybody. It's just not as easy as just, ask Dave Crosby probably. But I'm glad he's finding something that works for him, and he's doing lifestyle things, not just drug things.
Yeah, yeah. Steve had type 2 for over 30 years from
Yeah.
exposure to Agent Orange.
And
Wow.
that's one of the risks of that. And of course, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
And it can cause kidney disease, etc. And I think that's a complex. There's so many things that the Vietnam vets were exposed to. I think it's,
Yeah.
well, alcohol isn't actually a source. I mean, like for instance, red wine has very little sugar in it. So most sugary drinks, it's like beer that's a big sugar, carb containing. As far as that's why there's so many of those ultra beers now that have the low carb as far as that goes. Alcohol is metabolized somewhere in between a carb and a fat in terms of that. So of course we all, moderation with alcohol, of course, and so excess alcohol, beer belly is a real thing, But if I had a patient who refused to give up drinking, so switching them from beer to tequila was a huge difference in terms of that, because tequila has no carbs in it. And I'm not saying this is the answer for everybody, by the way. I'm just saying this, and that was the solution for him. And dramatic weight loss, dramatic improvements in his diabetes just by switching, his form of alcohol, because it was the carbs in the beer that was really the issue in terms of the diabetes.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
over here, you can
exactly.
be, huh? You can be any weight and have diabetes, huh?
It's true. And that's why, and type 2 diabetes included, by the way. Classically, we think of young type 1 diabetics as being thin, which is on average true. But you can be an overweight type 1, and you can be an underweight type 2. And so it's a complicated issue that's just not as simple as too much weight.
Yeah, yeah. And right over here, type 2.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
The metformin is the classic type 2 diabetes drug. It has a variety of gastrointestinal side effects. Gas can be one of them. Interestingly speaking, if you don't tolerate metformin, you should know that metformin can actually be compounded at a compounding pharmacy and done topically effectively as well. And that takes away the GI side effects, because it is probably the single best medicine. Lifestyle first, everybody, and supplements, and then medicine. But in terms of using a medicine, it's a good one. Most people adapt to the side effects of metformin, but if you don't, there are versions of using a compounding pharmacy and doing it topically,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is not known by most doctors, by the way. And I'm not saying it isn't. It's just not as commonly known.
I like to hear Dr. G. I mean, diabetes. Brett Michaels,
Mhm.
he was born with it, I believe, and he's out there. He has to do the insulin for his,
Right. Well,
and he
I'm
works
sure
out
he got it early, but
as a
you're not
kid. As a
born with it,
kid,
but as a kid, yeah. And
yeah.
so I heard that he was a type 1 diabetic. I
So
don't know
that's
much.
so as a little kid,
Mhm.
for people who get it as young, you have to always do the insulin and do the
Classically
shot.
speaking, type 1 diabetes, and remember there's many variations in between, but type 1 diabetes is the autoimmune kind, where an autoimmune attack on the beta cells, the insulin producers, occurs. You destroy your ability to make insulin, and then now you don't make insulin, and that's why insulin actually should be free, let alone anything else. But because the patenter, the discoverer of insulin, gave away the patent for $1, and it should be free to everybody just because of that, because he didn't want that to be something that people made money out of, because this is a life for people who are type 1s who use insulin. It is
Mhm.
life or death. Okay. And so, because they can't make it. And so, and by now, when I was back in medical school, there were lectures about, doing beta cell transplants and curing type 1 diabetes. And it still hasn't come about. It's difficult to get things into the body and not get them rejected. And so, but the type 1 diabetics, the insulin is life or death, because they don't make it due to an autoimmune disease attacks these insulin producing cells, and you don't make
Mhm.
it anymore. So it's a different entity as compared to type 2.
So you have to watch your whole diet too. It's a whole way of
Oh, of
living.
course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, whole way of living. So there's no, oh God, it's dreadful, huh? dreadful. Even me, I'm like, I could be borderline, and I'm thin. I'm not heavy, but I have to watch the sugar, the carbs, which
Right.
turns into sugar. So I really have to watch that
All
stuff.
carbs. Yeah.
Yeah. Drink my coffee black. No, none of that great Nestle vanilla creamer. Like, cooking the kid, probably he's a creamer type guy.
You guess you'd be suspicious, but he
Yeah.
doesn't actually drink coffee. I think you made a point of that earlier. So
He's a liar. Don't
oh
trust him.
oh
No, he's 7-layer cake kid, they call him.
oh really? Okay, well that doesn't mean he eats.
The guy's posting beer belly. I don't trust him. Who knows what he's doing, and right here, the kid, he had a close friend that had an infection as a baby and became type 1 diabetic. Yeah,
The triggers for autoimmunity are not all worked out. It's not as clear as the only autoimmune disease we understand is celiac disease with gluten. Every other autoimmune disease, there's probably different triggers in different people.
carbs are toxic.
Carbs are just something to pay attention to. Try to get your carbs through fruits and vegetables. That's the paleo thing.
That's the best thing.
Humans get their carbs through fruits and vegetables. It's actually a metabolic truth. And if you eat any other form of carb, you're taking some risk.
I mean, when I was talking about my checkup and all that stuff, like, I think I'm eating healthy. An acai bowl, like a guy like me, there's a lot of sugar in that, so that's not the best, and that's not the best, right?
No, it's because it's so much, and so it's like these Jamba juices, and it's like like 400 grams of carbs in some of those things, seriously, and so that's like 4 days of carbs. I mean, so it's not healthy just because it's juicing, and that's the problem. Is people don't understand is there's healthier, more vegetable juices, but the one that draws them in is the sweet stuff. Cake is love. And that's what I try to get. If you're eating cake, you should be enjoying it and you should be loving it. You have to be careful of the dosage. That's the thing. Sometimes you can get too much loving.
Yeah, it's what's Todd saying over here?
Stop drinking, picking up a soup. Yes, I've actually had somebody just recently. That was the biggest issue. They gave up drinking, and they need to give up drinking. That was smart, but unfortunately, they came up with this like a variety of sugars and including some candies as far as that goes. And it is. We have to be careful with addictions, everybody, because there's a reason we have an addiction, and everybody's got one. Okay, so so when I say that, whether you're addicted to TV or to exercise or to something, you have to look at why we choose to do things. Many people just say no to one addiction and then they pick up others, including the. So yes, very much I've seen that actually just recently and many other times as well. It can be other things, So often especially with alcohol, you see people who give up the alcohol, but now they're addicted to meeting, cigarettes, cookies. It's crazy how many different addictions. And like, well, at least I'm not drinking. And go, yeah, but look at all these other things that are happening, and it's not as unique as this alcoholism thing is as you think it is. It's an addictive process, and we need to look deeper. And so it's all this stuff is more complicated than we want to think about. But
it's very. You know what? I have a little thing that I like. I like pickle juice. Is pickle juice good for you? To drink the pickle juice?
It's decent. It's it has a source of probiotics for you, and it has it's decent, and so I don't know if it's great. It's low carb, obviously. There's almost nothing in it as far as
how about the salt? Isn't it? How about salty? Could it be?
Just depends on how much salt they use in the brining solution.
Yeah. But does it have to be the one that says it's the probiotic, the pickle juice, or can you just drink regular pickle juice? It's the same thing.
I don't think regular pickle juice could, sounds like it's kind of odd, but that's okay.
That's okay. All right. I just want to know.
It's not. If you're sitting around drinking pickle juice, I think you got some issues. I'm just gonna say,
cooking with the kid, he's a chef. He's the one who told me pickle juice is good for you.
That's good. But
that's right.
A wide variety of everything, everybody.
Because the one thing the kid is not, he is not a liar. He's making look. One thing I am.
So he doesn't drink coffee. That's what he's.
I don't know what he does. The kid. Who knows what he's doing. He's
pickling. Jeff's an awesome guy, but the thing I remember the most, of course, is the Velveeta. So I think he puts Velveeta on everything. He actually said he puts. I'm just kidding. He did not say that.
He pickles Velveeta. That's right.
Probably pickled Velveeta. And pickle juice.
Debbie loves pickle juice. Pickled. Right here, pickled potato chips are great. They're great.
Okay. Is there like? Do you find these commercially available pickled potato chips, or is this like a potato chip with a pickle on it?
It's great. Look, everybody likes pickle. Look, pickle juice is yum. I drink pickle juice out of the jar. It's
I
refreshing.
I like the Grillo's pickles, and I love pickles. I've never really thought about drinking the juice. I just don't. It's just so medically speaking. Sorry, folks, I just don't know. Rock and
Yeah,
roll's the
rock
best
and roll's the
addiction.
best addiction. Hi,
Yeah,
7-7.
there
Yeah,
you go.
that's there you
Um,
go.
and so, and there's so many different versions of music, and that's a beautiful thing, and rock and etc. So, anyways, but no, I have never.
Yeah, see, I knew. See, cooking with the kid upset Oakley.
See, well, I don't drink pickle juice, but it's actually
Miranda's gonna write some pickle
that's
company to
hilarious.
get some free
So
pickle juice
apparently,
from you.
if I wanted to choose, because I actually have a jar of pickles in the fridge, Vlasic pickle juice, apparently. So now we're getting it down. But back to the pickle chip thing. Are there actual pickle chips? Or are they chips that you put
No,
pickles on?
they're flavored potato chips that taste like pickle.
Awesome.
They're really good.
Wow.
I never
Put
thought about
pickle juice in potato salad.
I
Now
never thought
people are just
about
like,
that.
there's so many uses for pickle juice. I just didn't know.
Right here, look.
Oh, wow. See, I've never run across that. I'm probably not in any of the medical journals, but that's okay. So if you feel better when you pickle juice and
Sandra
if it helps your
knows.
menstrual craps, who's going to argue with you?
I trust Sandra. She's not going to let me down about the pickle juice. That's why when my wife is being bitchy, I'm going to shove pickle juice down her mouth. There you go.
Leave that one alone.
Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Dr. G,
entirely.
9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Are you doing IG today? What's
I
going
am
on?
doing IG today. We're doing the vitamin D. We're finishing up the basic nutritional protocol. They were telling me I hadn't done vitamin D. It's like, of course I have, but apparently I haven't done as part of the basic nutritional protocol the vitamin D section, because we have this basic nutritional protocol. One line of intelligence is your supplement line of intelligence. Not more or less important than all the other lines of intelligence, including nutrition, etc. But nutritional supplementation is really actually so important, and probably the most important supplement actually of all time is vitamin D. So, and balancing it with the K2. So, if there's like one thing that you could get people to take, it would be that, because you could take one a day of some D3 K2, and that would be a huge benefit.
Yeah. Thank you, 7-7 Danny. Mwah. Thank you very much. We learned a lot today. From Rudy to pickle juice. Also, you know what? I got a skin appointment Wednesday because I had a little spot right here, and they zapped it. The guy said, "Oh, could be cancer," and then I got to go back, and I'm like, the spot's still there, but in my head, I'm so crazy. I'm feeling pressure and tension. I go, "Oh no, oh no!" Wait till they get me in their office. So everybody, the summer is coming. The sun is out. Make sure you wear sunblock. This is my driving side. Also, go to a skin doctor and check your skin out, right? You should do that, right, Dr. G?
That's a smart thing. I'm not going to tell you. I've done like once in my life.
What?
Yeah. I think I've handled it. I'm just kidding.
You're out picking the weeds. The sun's going to get you.
I'm out in the sun a lot. Yeah. I mean, so yeah.
Do you put sunblock on?
We'll say no. No,
you're not good with that.
Yeah. I usually go out to gradually get in and get a tan. I just don't burn almost at all. So Miranda has to wear her sunblock because she burns. We went to the Bonnaroo festival, and that was a daytime festival, and poor Miranda, she's such a white girl.
The Bonnaroo. You know what? Before we get out of here, that was a great. You saw Stevie Nicks.
I saw Stevie Nicks.
How did you like it? How did you like it?
Oh, it was awesome. So we had a great time. And so Sharon, of course, provided us, getting there. And so Sharon Solani, everybody who's been on the show.
Yeah.
And so we had a great time. And so we also saw Ratliff in the Night Sweats, and so Nathaniel Ratliff, I think it is. Yeah, he was awesome. He has a great voice, and so, but it was good to see a wide group of different parts of humanity. It was kind of awesome because I think it was supposed to be around 80,000. Don't quote me on that, everybody, but it's something like that. But everybody was camping and going to this 4-day festival. We just went on a Sunday, just so we had coverage for Leo for the day, and so it was a pretty fun thing. And I hadn't been to a music festival in forever, so it was awesome.
Yeah, there was I don't know if Fleetwood Mac's broken up or not, but I just saw Mick Fleetwood is talking about there was drama with a book he wrote, Stevie Nicks, Christine McVie, and all that stuff. But you know what?
Yeah. They had their drama.
They got their drama, but Stevie, she does a great show. She's in her 70s. She still sounds great. The show was magical, and It was a wonderful show. So
Yeah.
everybody out there, go check it out. If you catch Stevie Nicks on tour, it'll make you happy.
Yeah.
But also the thingy is out there too. A lot of people they're saying they're getting sick from the thingy, but I don't even know what's
We
going
were
on.
at this thing. We didn't wear masks. I mean, there was a few people there in masks, but it was an outdoor festival as well too. The thingy's going to be around forever, and the thingy's going to keep changing. We'll have to see if it becomes something more serious. But right now, and it could become something more serious, but right now it's just something that it's going around, and just have to be aware of it, and that's and
gotta
live our
be aware
lives.
of it.
And have do whatever you think you need to do. That's what I would tell you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Teresa, great show. Love you guys. Mwah, Teresa, thank you for the love and
you.
support. Thank you guys all for the love and support with the super chats and even
Yes.
sharing this out to your friends and your enemies. Our show to make somebody smile means a lot. And the show, when you guys do these super chats to us, it means a lot too.
It does.
Keeps the show going, and we love you guys. And I guess I'll be nice cooking with the kid. It's all right if you
I
like
guess we can
Velveeta
be nice
cheese.
to him,
I could be nice, but always keep laughing. That's right, everybody. Keep laughing. Got to keep
Absolutely.
laughing.
Yeah,
That's
especially
right.
in
And
serious times like this, you got to keep laughing.
be blessed, everyone, even Stefan. That's
Even
right.
Stefan.
That's
Yes.
right. What's over here? Dr. Todd, what's he saying over here? What's he over here? 5A. What's according to our UVA? What's he writing over here?
It's a sunblock reference.
Oh, okay. All right. See, Mr. Block over there, Todd. He knows about the sun and what you should
I'm
put
not
on
the
your
person asking
skin.
about sunblock.
All right.
I tell you guys what I do and what I don't do. Sunblock just ain't one of my 40s.
Jackie gives us hearts and thank yous.
That's sweet.
Hearts to you. Keep rocking. Thank you so much, 77 Danny. It's good to see everybody in the chat over here. It really is great. Look, Debbie, she loves Sharon over here. Hope all goes well. You better hope all goes well for that doctor that's going to deal with me. That's the problem.
Exactly. Maybe while they're doing that, they can do the hair things and just
Before I get out of here, it's only us, right? I could talk to you guys. My wife's probably not watching. HOAs. Anybody live in an HOA development or something like that?
I avoid those.
My wife thinks I should get on the board of HOA. Now, I had a problem with one of the HOAs. They had Christmas lights I had in the gutter, and you came and see them.
That's right. I remember you saying
Yeah. That's right. You came and see it. Cheers. Argentina. I've been there many times. I've been there with Didi Ramon and Gilby. Great place.
Whoa.
They love rock and roll over there. Great to see you here.
Really?
Thank you. Yeah.
Is there anything going on in Argentina?
They got good steak if you like steak.
They do. They're the ones that started up the whole restaurants with the guys walking around with the meats and things.
I have a friend in Argentina. He has a New York hot dog store place. It's like a New York City theme, and it's great. It's great. Look, Oakley, proud to say my neighbor has no HOA. HOA, stay away from that.
There's they're usually just people just so upset with their lives. They want some control over somebody else, but they do exist for reasons. They could be something good, but HOAs.
Oh, look at this. We got what's it? Hello. Luxembourg. I can't say that.
Oh, Luxembourg.
Yeah, that's cool. Say it. I'll say Brooklynese, but my wife wants me to get on the board. And the last time she sent me to talk to people about the lights, she gets mad at me because I cursed them out. I go, that's what you guys worry about? They walk around with a stick and they don't care about the weeds. There's a lot of weeds I see in the neighborhood. They don't care about the street buckling up from the trees. They care about the little tiny white lights you came. It's not like I have Harry Hanukkah on my roof and Santa Claus going, ho, 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 let's go. No, you don't even see it. But I saw some of the neighbors had some lights. Maybe 4th of July. I took a picture. And between you and me, I might just send an email and start some trouble with everybody.
Right. It's people choose what to get upset about. I mean, it's funny in our neighborhood. It's 4th of July is big in Tennessee. By the way, there are like massive amounts of those fireworks sales, and they've been going off already as far as that goes because everybody loves fireworks here. It's pretty crazy because California is so controlled because of all the that's so dry and everything else. Not so controlled here. So man, people love their fireworks here.
Yeah. So I understand the color and all that stuff, but one HOA, their crazy rule is you can't do the plantation shutters in your window. Is that ridiculous? And I'll tell you why. Because there's only 3 people on the board, and out of the 3 people, one of them is too cheap to get the good blinds because they're expensive. So they rule against it. That's my theory. That's my theory.
It's entirely possible because that's the way a lot of things seem to get done. Is just like, we don't like that, and so you can't do it, right? So that isn't that the world today. We don't like it, so you can't do it.
But I will keep everybody posted what goes on with the world of HOA, and maybe I might even get some videos or some recordings and share it with you guys if my wife doesn't have to know about it. But anyway, you know what? I like a little drama. It's good for the show. Steve, what's Steve say? We don't have those problems in a small town. Wait till I move in your area, Steve. You'll be in trouble.
They have HOAs in Minnesota?
I don't know. The Twilight Zone he lives. He's like the guy in the Twilight Zone that lives the little farm, nice little house. Nobody bothers Steve.
Nobody cares about those.
No. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, look, we're gonna get out of here. It's time. We got the news. We had some laughs. We had some hugs. Wear your sunblock, even though Dr. G doesn't believe in it. Be good to each other, everybody. He doesn't.
Not gonna tell you how to. You definitely believe in it for people who need it.
Remember, you guys are beautiful. We love you. Thank you all for the support and the love. Thank you for just being here. And whether you love Velveeta cheese or no cheese, or you want a carb in the morning, just treat your body well, treat your mind well. Life is crazy, but until then, we will see everybody later. 11 a.m. I'm supposed to do this John Davidson. I will be speaking with him, and maybe I might just pop it on YouTube. I'm not sure yet, everybody, but it will definitely be in Patreon. I got to get the links together. I'm crazy. But I love everybody here. And before we get out of here, Dr. G, 9 a.m. He will be on Instagram. Follow him.
Instagram Live.
Write to him. Tell him that I sent you. Yes. And until then, everybody, we are out of here, kids. Mwah. Bam.
It's coffee talk with the Tika. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here with Stephen and all his friends.
See, that was a good show. We went 42 minutes. They got to enjoy it. They're still here. They're saying he's still here. That's right. I have a message. Click on the box right over here. And thanks for watching. Who loves you, baby? We do. We'll see you all later. Mwah.
Bye.